our despair time and time again over American history, there's something about us that we tend to do more than we should if we're not being watched. The key to the church committee was developing the facts, because if you don't have the facts, you don't know you can't know the truth. And general statements that are made by administration officials then or today often are devoid of real facts. Taking the NSA, it was a perfect example of a phenomenon that we saw all the time, which is if you have a program, an intelligence agency's program, that may start out with a narrow and rather valid purpose. And the NSA started getting every single cable that was sent overseas for a quite valid purpose, which was to be able to obtain and then decode encrypted messages that were being sent by foreign embassies. And nobody's going to think that's a bad thing to do. But what happened with the NSA happened with all the other agencies, that because they were immune from any oversight, because they believed what they were doing would always be secret, what started small expanded from the acceptable to the unacceptable. So NSA, starting with looking at the encrypted messages of foreign embassies, ends up looking at the messages by anti-Vietnam War protesters in this country and civil rights leaders in this country. And that's a perfect example of mission creep. It shows why you can't rely on generalizations coming from people defending their programs, but find out what the real facts are. So it's a bipartisan bill that goes to the agencies, ask them, what do you need now? What kind of changes in this 25-year-old law do you feel you need to allow you to do what you must do to protect America, but still do it within the law, still have some accountability? And that law has about 14 different points, all of them reasonable. Sure, we should adjust it. Sure, we should make it work. But we have a big stake as Americans in guaranteeing that our system of constitutional law is sustained. Every big power that was around when America was formed decided its future was to be found in some kind of imperial, magisterial power with no rights, no citizens. We started with the idea that this would be a government of the people, by the people, and under the laws. And I can read the oath of office for president, read the Constitution, read the Federalist Papers. We wanted a government that was accountable. And that has made America, I believe, more than anything else, the greatest and the strongest nation on earth. And we lose something when we take lightly this idea of constitutional and legal rights of our people.
And those were all words, ladies and gentlemen. The Church Committee failed to protect the United States and its citizens. They forgot that it was time to prosecute criminals. Instead of protecting the criminals in the Department of Justice and the military who had broken the laws, it was extremely important at that particular point in time to do the right thing, to prosecute under the letter of the law, to make sure that criminals are prosecuted and at least have some kind of oversight. And they have taken away every balance of that, ladies and gentlemen. As many targets already know, these balances and these checks are gone. We will have other guests coming on to the show who work in the legal industry, and it's very important for people to understand that these things do take place. I want to thank you all for tuning in to Take Back America tonight, and please have a safe and good rest of the weekend. Tuesday night, 8 p.m. will be our cover. Thanks again. sponsored by Freedom Fighters for America at www.us and www.freedomfightersforamerica.com. Freedom Fighters for America, signing off.